Late nights on the Chicago Blue Line are always a little too quiet in the winter. My name's Ethan. I was so exhausted after a long day at the office that the moment I leaned my head against the window of the last train car, I drifted off. I didn't even feel it happen. When I finally woke up, the silence was unnatural. It hit me like a physical weight. There were no lights in the train, not even the faint, familiar hum of the AC or the heater. I looked out the window. No familiar station signs, no people, no city lights. The train was dead, sitting in a deep underground station where the walls were covered in thick moss and grime. It felt like a place that didn't belong on any map. I pushed against the heavy train door. It creaked open with a gut-wrenching screech. As I stepped onto the platform, a rotting chemical stench filled my lungs like an old toxic warehouse. I flicked on my phone's flashlight and started walking. Suddenly, I heard a crunch under my boots. I shone the light down, and it wasn't trash. It was thousands of empty syringes and glass vials. I realized then I hadn't just gotten off at the wrong stop. I was somewhere that didn't exist to the public. Right then, the sound of something heavy being dragged echoed from the upper floor. I dove behind a concrete pillar. I could hear rough, gravelly voices from above. They weren't speaking like normal people. They were using some kind of coded language. "Why is today's shipment 10 kilograms short?" one asked. A cold, emotionless voice replied, "Doesn't matter. We already took care of the guy responsible. He's under the tracks now. But listen, the CCTV shows someone is still in the last car, and he's awake." Can Ethan escape this living hell? Why was he brought here? If this story has your blood running cold, hit that subscribe button right now, because the real mystery is far more terrifying than you think. My heart climbed into my throat. This wasn't just a drug deal. This was a high-profile, illegal lab, and I was an unwanted witness. I bolted toward the darkness of the tunnel, trying to find an exit. But suddenly, a tiny laser dot appeared on my chest. I froze. In psychology, they call it the freeze response, when your body turns to stone because it knows death is certain. Someone from above shouted, "Don't kill him. Bring him up. We need a live guinea pig to test the new batch." I lost it. I started running like a madman through the darkness of that tunnel. I don't know how long I ran. Eventually, I hit a massive iron gate. It was electronically locked from the outside. I looked back and saw 4 or 5 shadows approaching with flashlights. They didn't have guns. They had oversized syringes and surgical masks. But here's the most terrifying twist. I pulled out my phone to call for help, and I saw a text message from an unknown number. It said, "Ethan, do you really think this is a dream? Reach up and feel the right side of your neck." With trembling fingers, I touched the side of my neck. There was a small bandage. I stood there, paralyzed. I never fell asleep on that train. I was kidnapped from my office and brought straight to this lab. That entire train ride, the station, the mossy walls, it was all a drug-induced hallucination, a chemical trip. I'm never getting out of this tunnel because I never even got on the train. I've been inside this lab from the very beginning. Did this story truly get under your skin? Let us know in the comments. Have you ever had an unsettling experience during a lonely commute? Share it with us. What kind of psychological horror or underground mysteries should we cover next? Let us know. If you liked the video, share it with your friends and family. Thanks for watching until the very end. We'll see you in the next mystery. Stay subscribed. And hey, for those of you alone on a dark road or an empty Chicago train tonight, are you sure what you're seeing is real? Or has some unknown chemical already been injected into your system? Before you turn off this video, just check your neck. Do you feel a bandage?